welcome to the Bank of Hyman 53rd District Boys District Championship, sponsored by the Double Quick stores of the mountains, I guess, is what you could say. And of course, it's going to be the Letcher County Central Cougars 17-12 facing the Knott County Central Patriots 21-7. And I'm Manus Blair, and I'm joined, I start to say courtside, but upside with my good buddy Jim McCauley. And Jim, 53rd District, of course, Jenkins was the defending champion. And, of course, they went down to Letcher Central 79-31 Wednesday night. Knott County Central defeated June Buchanan 89-48 right after that. So it sets up the matchup of Letcher County Central and Knott County Central.
And, you know, man, as we talked about this last night, you know, these two teams really have turned into that rival that really is a fun game to do. It's a fun game to watch. And it's a fun game for the kids to play in. The kids know each other. The proximity of the two schools makes it really fun. And I would be very surprised if we don't have a dandy on our hands tonight.
And I hope we do. And, you know, we're going to go straight into the Tim Short Auto Group keys of the game. And we'll do the second seed first, the Letcher County Central Cougars. And let's look at what they need to do to win the district championship.
Well, you know, they've played Knott County twice, lost both times. But, you know, the number one thing with Letcher Central, and we've did a few of their games, it is composure and patience. Composure and patience. Mm-hmm. Now, with that being said, they need to get off to a really good start, Manus. They can't go down 10, 12 points behind, and that forces away from the patience and the composure and get into a frenetic pace. You know, on the strategic standpoint, you know, I think you really got to find some way, and not a lot of people can do this, to control Chance Ambergy and Gibson from getting to the basket, and that either is in the posting up, second chance points, and driving. And that needs to be priority number one as far as X's and O's for the Cougars.
You know, do you expect Letcher Central to play a little bit more zone than what they've done? Since you're talking about keeping Michael Gibson and Chance Ambergy out of the lane.
Well, you know, you and I talked about it before the game, and we both are similar in the, you know, if the three-point shot, I make a team beat me from outside. And you know, the thing is, you stop a team doing what they do best and make them beat you by something else. And now I'm not saying, because we talked about this before, Connor Napier, both games against Letcher Central has been lights out. And he's a great shooter. And you've got, you know, Ambergy can step out and knock one down. Gibson's improved tremendously at that three-point shot.
But, and then Gavin Mosley.
And Gavin, one of the better spot-up shooters in the region.
Oh, yeah.
So, but the bread is buttered for Knott County Central one of two ways, and that is second chance, because they are so good on the offensive boards and by driving to the basket.
Okay, let's move on to the number one seed, the Knott County Central Patriots. What do they need to do in order to win the district championship?
Well, I feel like, you know, Knott Central, they're not going to change a lot from what they did. That, you know, Jeff Honeycutt's MO is fundamentals, do all the little things, and the big things take care of themselves. But I do feel like they're really going to work on-ball half-court pressure. I think that you'll see them come out and really – and we saw that a couple other times, making Letcher Central start their offense from really high up. And so they're going to really pressure the ball. And then, you know, back to Jeff Honeycutt ball, hit the boards. Be patient on offense. Look for those open lanes and those back doors. They're really good at those backdoor cuts off screens. And so you know, that will be what Knott Central will do. I feel like, you know, if they stick to what Honeycutt wants them to do.
And, you know, you start looking at the numbers of the two games, and once again, it's numbers. But Knott Central in the two games, +7 on the rebounding side. When you're looking at the three-point line, you're looking at +9 points from the three-point line. When you look at the number of free throws, +10. And I know those are just numbers, but those are important numbers in order to do that. When you look, and we mentioned Connor Napier averaging in those 2 games 18 and a half points. If he gets 18 and a half and Gibson and Chance Ambergy get theirs, it's going to be
tough sledding. But and we looked at this and we've talked about it off air again. A big key for Letcher Central, because Terry Delaney goes out and he works so hard every game, and he's going to get his. But the big thing, Cam Hayes has got to do Cam Hayes things, and that means drive with strength to the basket. Distribute the ball when the double team comes, but attack.
And and Cam knows this. We've said to him. And if y'all didn't know, we talked to a lot of the players that play. But Cam he delegates early to get everybody involved, and I just think that early in this game there should not be any delegation. It should be the 3D man: drive, draw, and dish, or drive, draw, get fouled, go to the line, because Letcher Central shoots almost 70% from the free throw line. And if you shoot outside shots, as we've seen in girls and boys basketball this year, you shoot outside shots,
you're not going to the line.
You're not going to go to the line. So I just think that Letcher Central needs to take it in there and kind of be symbolic of exactly what Knott Central tries to do. Take it tough to the go through contact, get fouled, put it in, and go to the free throw line.
Well, and we watch so many different players, and I have enjoyed so much watching Gibson evolve as a basketball player and how strong he has become for Knott County Central. He and Chance Ambergy, man, those guys go out there every day and they put the hard hat on and they go to work. And it's not always pretty, but the second chance points and to be able to attack the basket with enough tenacity that you're not going to strip the ball from them and you're not going to stop them unless you drop the hammer on them. They are 2 very, very good blue-collar mountain basketball players.
And, one player we haven't said anything about for Knott County Central is Jaden Hall. And a lot of things go through him in the low post or at the high post, and he is so calm and cool and collected. And, he just – the stats don't show what he actually does.
Oh, no, and he's a great screener. And, this year he has improved on the offensive side tremendously. We saw him make some really nice buckets under the go. Now, he's not going to make outside 8 or 10 foot, but around the go, he's really nifty because he's not a big kid, but he's really nifty and he plays smart.
And, we've talked about it. Let's talk about Jaden Ambergy. And Jaden is one of those slasher types, but in looking at his stuff, he's shooting 50% from the 3-point line.
I saw that the other day.
And, Jaden is one of those people, and, we're talking downhill. If Jaden, Cam, Hayes, and Terry Delaney take it north-south, trying to get Chance Ambergy and Michael Gibson in some sort of foul trouble. And, I think really like all the games we've had so far, I think the whistle is going to be slow, which means you're going to have to play through the physicality as a dribbler, as a rebounder, and as a shooter.
Yeah, I agree 100% on everything you just said. We're going to take a break here for the national anthem. Are we about that time?
It's about that time. And, when we're talking about the Tim Short Auto Group keys to the game, we're just talking. So the game is about to begin, and we're going to have the national anthem and the lineups after the fact, and we'll be right back. And thank you for being here on home.
This is News 12.
Since 1985, Hometown 24 has been serving this community with local programming produced by local people.
Hornets want to air it out. He's got a man out here. Linden caught it to 45.
Using the latest video technology to bring you the news, sports, and local events that matter to you.
First on your Hometown News tonight.
I'm Harold Mullins, and thanks for joining us.
40 years is a long time in Eastern Kentucky. Here's to 40 more.
Great communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
For over a century, Bank of Heinemann has proudly served Knott County and the surrounding communities. They're your hometown bank, built on trust, service, and a commitment to their neighbors. With online banking, bill pay, and mobile deposit, they blend today's convenience with the personal service you've always known. Visit them on the Hyman Bypass or at the Holly Hills Shopping Center. Bank of Hyman, where tradition and trust still matter.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
My name is Emily, and I'm from Laurel County. When I was searching for a college, I wanted to find a place that felt like home and where I could make a difference. The moment I stepped on Alice Lloyd's campus, I knew this was where I belonged. There's a sense of community here and a focus on serving others that you can't find at other colleges. For me, it wasn't just about continuing education. It was about being a part of something bigger. Apply now to find your home at alc.edu.
At Appalachian Wireless, we believe the future of our region starts with our students. That's why we're proud to award scholarships to non-deserving high school seniors throughout the Appalachian Wireless coverage area from the class of 2026. It's our way of investing in the hard work and dedication and the next generation of leaders right here at home. So students can learn more at any Appalachian Wireless retail location or at appalachianwireless.com, or just by asking their guidance counselor on how to apply. Because we are you, we are Appalachian Wireless.
Welcome back to the campus of Knott County Central High School, the Bank of Hyman 53rd District Game of the Week, sponsored by Double Quick Stores. And we're about ready to get to do the lineups here, and you can feel the little bit of the chill in the air.
Good crowd.
And more people coming in, so if you're kind of listening a little bit, come on down. And it'll be first for Letcher County Central, number 3, junior forward Jayden Ambergy, 14.4 points a game. Number 14, senior forward Terry Delaney, 16.9, 8.6 rebounds. Double alt, junior forward Cameron Hayes, 10.2, 7.6 rebounds. Number 4, senior guard Logan Kahn, 6.7 points a game. And number 2, senior forward Harrison Addington, averaging 3.7. Letcher Central's coached by Mr. Trevor Noble. Letcher County Central 17-12 on the season. And now for the home team on the scoreboard, the Knott County Central Patriots, 21-7 on the season, coached by Mr. Jeff Honeycutt.
Guard, a 6'2" senior,
Number 11, senior forward Chance Ambergy, 12.3, 8.3 rebounds. Number 23, senior forward Michael Gibson, averaging 11.3 points. Number 2, senior center Jaden Hall, averaging 6.9 points. Number 24, senior guard Connor Napier, averaging 11.1. And number 10, senior guard Gavin Mosley, averaging 5.8. Once again, the Patriots coached by Jeff Honeycutt. Tonight's officials will be Benny Campbell, Keith Morgan, and Dylan Fields. And Jim?
Hey, we're ready to roll.
We're ready to rock and roll. Both of them have punched their ticket already to Breathitt County in the 14th Region Tournament. So with everything going on, you never see a Spanky around, but sometimes you do. But here we go, as Hayes and Gibson will go up, and the tip will go to Chance Ambergy.
Looks like it's man-to-man for the Cougars.
Got baseline cut, little ghost there, switch, but Gibson with a spin against Delaney gets a little room, misses it. Rebound comes to Hayes.
Mason Boggs recuperating from an ankle injury.
Yep.
I'm anxious to see how much time he actually plays tonight. Gives him a little more of a threat with the outside shooter.
I was kind of watching and failed to mention that. I thank you for mentioning that, Jim. Hayes goes in and Hall with the defense, and they're going to call a foul on Ambergy reaching around Hall. That'll be Jaden's first. And
Kind of surprised, but you called it, Manus.
Well,
come out with the man press.
And I did not talk to Coach Noble, nor did I talk to Coach Honeycutt prior to this, so I have no insight from them. Mosley being guarded by Jaden Ambergy.
And good length matchups across the court here.
See that Kahn is guarding Jaden Hall. Hall got the avenue knocked away by Kahn, and Hayes comes up with it. Doesn't have the numbers and waits on the call from Coach Noble. Pinned down, got the open avenue, pump fake left hand, puts it in.
Yeah, nice job. And, we talked about Letcher Central attacking the basket, and you see the first two drives, even though one was unsuccessful, attacking the basket.
Ambergy being guarded by Hayes, and nice move by Delaney getting to the middle of the lane, and we're using the left hand. Ambergy off the board through the contact, misses it. Hall will get the rebound up and puts it in.
And we talk about offensive rebounding being such a key thing, and Not Central lives by that offensive rebound. And Jaden Hall was a lucky recipient of being in the right place at the right time, Mr. Blair.
And the thing about Jaden, once again, he does not get into a big rush. Delaney being switched off by Napier, but there goes Hayes left hand, and he puts it in.
Yeah, and Hayes has got to do that consistently. He's a tough physical matchup for anybody.
Well, we saw that last year when he played for the Jenkins Cavaliers. When he got rocking and rolling, it made Jenkins really, really good.
Yeah, he put on a show right here against Powell County.
He most certainly did.
Overtime forever.
Mosley, three, doesn't go. There's a fight for the rebound, and it'll go off Hayes. It'll be Knott County Central basketball. Coach Honeycutt with a call for the underneath inbounds. Ambergy a little frustrated that he missed that easy shot a minute ago. Chance is such a competitor. Kick out. Thought he had him there for just a second on the backside.
Yeah, Hall flashed wide open there, and eyes had already went somewhere else.
Trying to set the high post screen. Steps through. Ambergy off the board, and he makes that one. First bucket on the night for Chance.
Yeah, and a very strong move to the basket. Used that Euro step to separate himself from the defense. Yeah, neither team really, looking outside as you see drive after drive as Ambergy comes in and makes a layup.
And, that's three layups for the Cougars.
And all three off the same left side over here.
In other words, they're not coming off the screen as much as they're shying away from the screen. So Coach Honeycutt may have to make a change on the defense. Ambergy will miss the jumper. Rebound comes to Hayes.
Yeah, good defense by Kahn that time, staying with him.
Hayes steps through, knocked away by Napier, goes to Mosley.
Yeah, quick hands defensively for Knott, or that could have been another bucket.
Gibson will go in the lane, kicker to Ambergy, back to Hall, going against Kahn. Push shot and misses it, but there's Gibson, and he'll put it in.
So 4 points right now out of the 6 have been on offensive rebounds for the Knott Central Patriots, and that's something that, Letcher Central's got to be so aware of. You've got to get a body on everybody when the shot goes up.
And we're halfway through the first quarter, 6 apiece. Nice backdoor pass and in. Delaney uses the opposite side.
Yeah, that was a great look by Hayes. And Hayes is a really prolific passer with his height that gives him a different angle up top.
Gives Delaney 4 points. Napier open avenue. It's blocked from behind. Rebounds fought for. Ambergy will come up with it, but he was stepping on the line. So it'll be Patriot basketball underneath.
And once again, that's the tenacity of Knott Central attacking the boards to force that.
And you can't go up with one hand. You gotta come up with 2 hands to rebound that basketball tonight. Kick out to Gibson.
A lot of space under the go right now, Manus.
Ambergy slots through, and he's going to have an open avenue, and he puts it in. Give him 4.
Yeah, both teams really not have found a way to stop the drive yet. And I'm going to see who goes to the zone first. The 2-3 zone that Knott County's ran the past is very, very efficient.
Yep. Let's see if Coach Honeycutt makes a change on how they'll work off of these screens. Hayes, 15-footer, good.
And this was the Cam Hayes we talked about in pregame. He has the ability to take over the game at times.
And that's 4 for Hayes. Gives it to Gibson, step back, nice fake. He goes in with contact and puts it in.
And that's what, you love about Michael Gibson. He got the contact, played through it for the bucket.
That's what we talked about. And, the officials have put him pretty much been pat on allowing contact.
As one of my official friends says, no misdemeanors, all felonies. That's what we're calling.
Oh, here we go. Hayes goes through, and he's going to be fouled as Ambergy was reaching in. And that'll be the first foul on the Patriots, first foul on Chance Ambergy. 2:12 to go.
And you see right there, you've got to be strong with the basketball, Manus. And if you're strong with the basketball, you've got a good chance of drawing the foul. But if not, it's going to get poked away or a jump ball.
And you're talking about official Keith Morgan. It's called a little bit of everything. So he is going to call it based upon that state tournament slow whistle. So it's got to be there. Ambergy cuts through off the board, and he'll put it in.
Yeah, that was a nice take by Ambergy. He's a real contortionist around the goal, Manus.
So the three-headed monster of the Cougars, Hayes, Ambergy, and Delaney, all three with 2 back. Nice pass. Just bobbled it a little bit, goes up, and it's going to be knocked away by Delaney. Addington comes up with it.
Yeah, that was a great pass right there by Hall.
Gibson was wanting the foul, didn't get it. Hayes with the basketball, gives it to Delaney going north-south, pump fake off the board, and he'll put it in.
Right now the spacing for Letcher Central is really good, creating some nice driving lanes.
And it's going to be the first 4-point lead for the Cougars at 14-10 as we near the 1-minute mark left in the first quarter. Thank you for joining us on Hometown 24. Napier gives it up to Ambergy, fake. Gives it out to Gibson. Another fake goes through, and it's going to be a foul. And that foul is going to be, I believe, on Addington, and it'll be on the floor.
But, once again, the patience and maturity of Knott County gets the ball out, make the fake, drive in, and create something. And we saw it both. That's something they obviously work on in practice a lot, too, because you saw Ambergy and Gibson mimic almost ideal same play.
And it's going to be on Jaden Ambergy, and that's going to be his second. Goes backside that time, and they did find Hall, and he'll put it in. So the three-headed monster of the Patriots, all with 2 baskets. Hall, Ambergy, and Gibson.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for the last shot here as Coach Noble gives them directions.
And they've got the arrow to start the second quarter as well.
That's a tough matchup for Hall on Hayes. They've switched it up right here, but you're going to see help quickly.
And here comes the double team quickly to make him give the ball up. Kahn with a fake at 17. Delaney shoots the 3, and he knocks it down. Delaney with 9 points as they get to 5. Mosley splits through with a jumper. And it's not going to go, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it'll be Letcher Central basketball.
And our good friend Brian Johnson would tell us with 0.2 seconds, there's not a lot you can do right here if you don't throw it right at the rim.
And that's going to end the first quarter. 17 for Letcher Central, 12 for Knott Central. We'll be back with the second quarter. Stay with us on Hometown 24.
No matter what town or community you live in, there's a Tim Short dealership nearby. That's because our family of dealerships are dedicated to serving the folks throughout Eastern Kentucky. Our employees are your friends and neighbors, helping to support the local economy and provide safe and affordable transportation to everyone that shops the family of Tim Short dealerships. Our entire inventory can be found with the click of a button at timshortautogroup.com. Visit us online and join the thousands of customers that took the short drive to satisfaction today.
Come right to the source and get the region's best basketball coverage. HT24 puts you right in the middle of the action, and it's free to watch on Facebook. Watch the state's most exciting basketball right here with HT24.
Welcome back to the Bank of Hindman game, or I guess this week just games of the week.
Yes.
And, of course, the 53rd District sponsored by Double Quick, 17-12 after one. And, it's being played probably a little bit more toward the pace of Letcher County Central.
Yeah, I agree. Letcher Central doing a great job. And, I said at the beginning of the game, composure. And right now, Letcher Central is showing it, but not Central with the ability to stay on the offensive boards is really what's kept them in the game.
Yeah, negated. And, Ambergy, he picked up his second foul, and Coach Noble is stuck with him here in the beginning as both teams have not subbed yet.
No.
Hayes goes in, and he puts it up. Ambergy's going to have it, and they're going to call a walk, but nice defense by Hall getting his hands in as Hayes went up and had to throw it up. And we talk about the first sub, and here we go. It's going to be Shane Gibson coming in for Gavin Mosley. So makes Knott County Central a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger, yes. And, of course, Shane has had a good second part of the year this year coming off the bench for Coach Honeycutt.
Yeah, has improved dramatically as we've watched him play.
Double staggered screen for Ambergy. And it's knocked away, but he gets it back, and it's going to be right in front of the bench. I didn't see what happened.
I couldn't either. The crowd standing up.
It's going to be Letcher Central basketball.
But a good trap there by Delaney and Kahn to force the issue there.
1-4 set as they move off through, and he's going to come off the double screen here. Got a Hayes with it. Knocked away, and it's going to be stolen. Nice hands by Connor Napier.
Yeah, that's the second one Napier's knocked through.
Ambergy splits through, tries to kick it. Nobody there, but Hall rescues it. Gives it to Ambergy. Jump shot. Doesn't go. Rebound comes down to Hayes.
Yeah, that's a hard shot. I mean, we see, Seth Cottle knock it down so often.
Oh, yeah.
But, Chance Ambergy, he's attacker 3-point. He really doesn't take that mid-range jumper. He was so open, man. It might have surprised him.
And, a lot of times he seeks physical play. And
he actually plays better when he's fouled.
Right. Kahn with the basketball goes to looking to go inside to Delaney. Delaney steps through, left hand, misses it. Rebound comes down to Gibson. And there's going to be a timeout, and it'll be a 30-second timeout by Coach Honeycutt. We'll stay here
and you
with
see,
6:21.
We see right now what is Coach Honeycutt. He's like, we cannot give those easy looks to the basket. And even though Delaney missed the shot, it was there. And just a little bit of contact and forced him to kind of lose his balance when he went up.
And, when you're thinking about both these teams, They're not looking right now for the three-point opportunity. Not looking for the three-point shot. They're looking to get you up in the air, drive, draw, dish, or put something closer to the basketball go. And Coach Honeycutt, I'm interested to see what he comes out of. He changes anything on the defensive end.
Usually he does.
And Coach Noble will see if he will stay with the same kind of token pressure as Mason Boggs makes his first appearance for Letcher County Central. And Ambergy's still in the game with those two fouls. Ambergy to Shane Gibson. Addington right up on Hall.
Yeah, Addington's become a really good defender.
And he's longer than you think. There's the jumper. Nice jumper.
Shot.
Connor Napier into the scoring column with 2 now.
Yeah, he really got up high on that shot. Beautiful follow through, and the end was 2 points for the Patriots.
David Adams would be saying, did you see that rotation on that basketball? Ambergy with a spin. He's fouled as he goes to the rack. And that foul is going to be on Ambergy, and that's going to be Ambergy's second foul. And Jaden Ambergy will go to the line, 63%. Drew Little gets off the bench for Coach Honeycutt. First one comes up short. And Little will come in for Jaden Hall. Thought he might come in for Ambergy, but Coach Honeycutt got he's got the confidence that Ambergy won't pick up that third one.
And this is a really big team right now for Knott County Central on the floor.
Ambergy makes the second, give him 5 points.
You can see right now Little's got quite the height advantage on Mason Boggs.
Mason going out against Little. Little likes to go left. Gibson with the first 3, doesn't go. Rebound comes down to Ambergy. Puts it up, and he is fouled. And that one's going to be on Addington.
And, we see, I kind of beating that dead horse, but the offensive rebounding for Knott County Central keeps them in this game right now.
Well, it's not a dead horse. Letcher Central must do something about that as Ambergy knocks down the first, 71% on the season. And Jaden Wright will come in for Ambergy, who had those 2 fouls, and Wright can possibly help them down on the defensive boards, and that rattles and doesn't go in, does everything but that.
Yeah, Wright, very fundamental player, has improved. We've watched him improve quite a bit over the course of the year, too.
Boggs moving to the point area as Hayes had mostly been the ball handler out front. We're under 5 now left, 18-15. The offense has kind of slowed down a little bit. Delaney steps through left hand, and they're going to call an extra step on Delaney. That's one of those that some you see it called sometimes and some not. And it's basically when you lift.
Yeah, and it's really hard for me to tell, too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm old school. Every time I see it, I think it's a walk. But obviously it is not.
Connor Napier with the basketball going back through. Napier with a long 3. Good.
That's what we talk about. Napier has a chance to become just, if he's open and gets hot, he can score in bunches. And we've got a tie game here with 4:23 left in the second quarter.
And that's 45 on the season, made 3s for Connor Napier.
Yeah, Letcher Central not had a good look at the basket, so I don't know if the defense has just been ramped up by the Patriots.
Hayes turns, gets Gibson up in the air, misses it, gets his own rebound. And he's going to throw it away to Napier. Napier's going to go in, and it is going to be off the board and in. And that will give Napier 7, and that's going to be a 30-second timeout by Coach Noble, and that puts the Patriots back up by 2, 20-18. And that
just
cross-court pass.
Yeah, that was ill-advised. Can't go across the defense, especially a team that's as active as Knott County Central. But you see Connor Napier, he loves playing Letcher County Central. He loves it and does a great job.
And, that's a quick 7 points.
In the second quarter.
Hadn't scored in the first quarter, so igniting the Knott County Central fans across from us.
Yeah, we've got a really nice crowd here tonight.
Always when these two get together, no matter where it is, you're going to always have a good crowd. More than halfway through. Thank you for joining us here. Thank you, Bumper Adams, Dexter Campbell, Roberta Waddell, Coach Harold Combs of the Jeff area and Dills Combs fame. Hand off to Cameron Hayes.
Yeah, not getting those lanes that they had in the first quarter.
And that was a part of that adjustment that Coach Honeycutt made in that one timeout. Comes off Delaney, he steps through, goes up, and it's going to be blocked. And it's going to be Knott County Central basketball. Gibson with a basketball up. Going against Addington, kicker out to Little. Quickly, Delaney got out on Napier to keep him from putting that three up. Ambergy puts the three up, and it will go.
Now this is a time where, we talk about composure. Letcher Central's got to stay composed within the framework of their offense.
That gives Ambergy 8. Hayes going up methodically, and that's going to be a foul on Gibson. And that's Michael Gibson's first.
Michael Gibson, his first. Team second.
Addington to inbound on the sideline. Hayes with a dribble as they get into the offensive scheme. In and out dribble, left hand goes up, gives it up to Ambergy. Three comes up short. Rebound to Little. Napier all the way across to Ambergy. Goes for the pump fake. Goes through off the board and puts it in.
Yeah, nice take by Ambergy. Strong take by Ambergy right there. And Letcher Central's got to answer Knott County, or they're going to get into that situation that we talked about early. Get behind 10 or 12, and it changes everything.
And that's a 10-0 run, and got to get it across. It's almost 10 seconds. Ambergy made that three, pump fakes, gets him up in there and gets an avenue to the lane. Letcher Central in dire need of a bucket. Addington misses. Rebound is fought for, and it will be Knott County Central basketball. Looks like Alex Gillum will come in for the first time, and he'll come in for Addington.
And Addington's played well defensively tonight.
1:48 to go, and of course, Alex Gillum, as most people know, is the three-point specialist for Letcher County Central.
Yeah, right now, the last 4 or 5 possessions, Knott County's got really good looks at the basket, Manus.
Little steps back, thought about it for just a second. Gillum closed pretty quickly. Gibson straight through. He loses control of it, and it's going to be a jump ball, and it will stay with Knott County Central.
Yeah, good defense that time by the Cougars to cut off the driver.
Had the avenue, but then you had the weak side help.
Just reached in and grabbed the ball.
Kick goes to Gibson going against Delaney, and he bumps him, goes up, and it's not going to go. Rebound is going to come to Amberg. He throws it off, but it goes to blocked by Hayes, and Ambergy will put it in.
Yeah, and we've talked about that. Offensive rebounding, and that's been the story of the first half.
And you got to be careful. Anytime underneath the goal, throwing it back up underneath, you got to throw it toward your goal.
Yep, and that's almost the cardinal rule.
And Hayes makes a move and a much-needed basket.
The first bucket in about 4 minutes for the Cougars.
And the only bucket in
the second quarter. Wow, I didn't realize that.
17 points in the first quarter, 3 points in the second quarter. So nice adjustment by Coach Honeycutt and his Patriots. .23 seconds, and let's see, Coach Honeycutt looking up at the clock, seeing if he wants him to go for one, and Napier backs it up. He makes the call right now with under 15. And Kahn's going to steal it from Napier. Pump fake, and he's going to get fouled and go to the line. And Connor Napier will pick up his first foul, and Logan Kahn, as we call that old dinosaur offense of his, will go to the line.
Great hands up top, though, to apply the pressure to Napier to get the takeaway.
And not only Logan Kahn, but a lot of these guys could have played in the 70s and 80s the way they play basketball. And that's going to be, for his first one, 76% on the season. Addington in the game as well as Boggs.
And, here, if you're Letcher Central, you cannot give up a bucket here. 6.6 seconds, you've really got to keep it from scoring.
That comes up short. Hamburger's got to
go right to the rack.
And he's going to get it off in time, and it's going to go. So it's been the Ambergy Napier show there in the second quarter, and we're going to have the double quick halftime show when we come back. 29-21. Knott County Central. Stay with us on Hometown 21.
No one likes an uninvited guest, especially when that guest is a potentially dangerous pest. So call Bluegrass Pest Management and let the pros take care of your problem. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, providing much-needed jobs to local people. With 3 locations in Hazard, London, and Hindman, they treat rats, mice, roaches, bed bugs, termites, and many more. Open Monday through Friday and now servicing all of Kentucky. Say goodbye to your uninvited guests today. Call Bluegrass Pest Management. Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi. I'm attorney David Johnson. You may recognize me from some of our other ads, but injuries from an auto accident are no joking matter. With over 25 years of experience, our offices have the resources and expertise to go head-to-head with big insurance. While most of our cases get resolved without going to court, trust me, they know if the attorney you choose will take it this far. Either way, our clients get paid. So for all your legal needs, get the pros on your side.
TVS has made a commitment to bringing you the best channel lineups and most diverse video packages available. We are proud to introduce Broadband TV, our newest and most affordable video package yet. 48 of the most watched channels we offer, some new channels only available with this package, and over 300 of the best free ad-supported channels available, all for only $29.95.
Time out for great food. This season, everyone is stopping at Double Quick for their pregame and postgame snacks, drinks, sandwiches, and dinners. Come on in and grab a bucket of Double Quick chicken with all the sides, a real family meal for on-the-go eating. Then there's everyone's favorite, the famous Double Quick pizza rolls. Buy them 1, 2, or 6 at a time. We've got sandwiches galore, your favorite drinks, chips, and snacks, and so much more. Be sure and use your Double Quick rewards card, and good luck to all the teams from the team here at Double Quick.
Home sweet home. At First Federal Savings and Loan of Hazard, we've been providing our friends and neighbors the sweet dream of homeownership since 1960. We're proud to support the community we work and live in. That's why we take so much pride in providing competitive rates, low closing costs, and quick turnaround by local decision makers. Investing and growing our community is what we do. At First Federal Savings and Loan of Hazard, we believe that there's no place like our home. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to the Double Quick halftime show with Knott County Central ahead at halftime, 29-21. Scoring for Letcher County Central, Cameron Hayes with 6. Addington failed to score. Ambergy with 5. Kahn with 1. Jaden Wright and Gillum both played, did not score. Delaney with 9. Mason Boggs played, did not score. by quarter, 17-4. A foul trouble, Jaden Ambergy with 2 from the free throw line. Letcher Central 2 of 4. For Knott County Central, Drew Little played and Mosley played, did not score. Jaden Hall with 4. Ambergy with those 10 in the second quarter with 14. Gibson played, did not score. Michael Gibson with 4. Connor Napier with 7 by quarter, 12 in the first, 17 in the second quarter for a total of 29 points. And that's the unofficial stats of the first half. And, Jim?
Well, after that time,
Tale of two quarters.
Yeah, Charles Dickens will be happy with that.
Yes, he would.
But it really, after the adjustment, and I really don't know. Besides, being a little bit more physical and hedging the screens a little harder, what adjustments did Knott Central made there?
Yeah, and they take. I think they ran them back to the screener rather than opening up a side and letting them go in there. And that's something that Coach Noble will have to look at and how he can change things up. But with that being said, we're going to talk a little bit about the bracket of the girls that was announced today. And if you haven't heard, we'll go over it real quick. And, of course, it will be played right here at the Morton Combs Athletic Complex. On Monday night, the first game will be Estill County and Perry County Central. The second game that night on Monday will be Breathitt County and Letcher County Central. The second night will be Tuesday night, and that will be, the first game will be the Hazard Lady Bulldogs against Wolfe County. And then the second matchup on Tuesday night will be Knott County Central and Owsley County, with the winners of those being played Friday night. And then the championship will be Saturday at 7 p.m. right here once again at the Morton Combs Athletic Complex. So, any thoughts on that draw real quickly, Jim?
Well, you look at it, and I don't want to disparage any team that's played in the region. But, Knott County, Letcher Central, we watched them play last night. Knott Central looked really good. Danny McLaurin's put on a show. But they got a rough draw going over on the same side as Hazard. When I looked at it, you kind of, because I feel like right now, and I've not seen Estill County since the first week of the season. Letcher Central may have benefited more from losing that district game than winning it.
Yeah, and we've talked several times and trying to be who's on the uptick when you're looking at the girls or the boys, and right now you got to believe that's the Hazard Bulldogs on the uptick. But anything, as we know, can happen. Now, of course, in the boys, before we start talking about this matchup once again, will be the 3 winners coming in will be Perry Central, Powell County, and Wolfe County, and that will be played Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Monday.
Yes.
So the 3 runners-up, Hazard, Lee County, and Breathitt County. So,
and guys, just with the maintenance, we've talked about this from about week 3 of the season. This boys region is wide open. And I heard Shannon Hoskins on an interview today. He said he felt like there was 8 teams that could win a game and 4 teams that could win 3. And I don't know if I could remember in my time that the 14th region was this open.
Yeah, I've really remembered 4 teams with the potential to win it, but the other 4 teams sometimes I didn't think might not be able to win a game in the first round.
That's right. And we've talked about this too. It's all about matchups in this boys side. We've got several teams do different things well. And
just throwing the thing out, it's Lee County's first appearance in the 14th Region Boys Tournament since 2011.
Wow! And you
Mr. Danny Wright.
Yeah, you texted me that the other day, and I was like, "Dadgum!" I remember, back in the early mid '90s, Lee County had some great ball teams.
Mr. D. Hutchins was the coach then, and a very good coach for Lee County, and he was you didn't want to play his teams, I'll put it that way.
Big, physical, and well coached.
But now let's turn back our attention. We've got a minute and something to go, and Real briefly, what does Letcher Central need to do to get over that 8-point deficit?
Well, I personally, I think that, offensively, they're going to have to come up with a way to widen the lanes. Their spacing was so good in the first quarter, but in the second quarter, Knott Central really coming up, hedging all the screens, and really putting more pressure on the ball. And defensively, this is something Trevor Noble's got to say at halftime. Every time a shot goes up, find somebody and get a hand on it. I mean, you've got to get those offensive rebounds because Knott Central has killed them on the offensive glass.
And you didn't see it because I did it off, but I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means all 5 people have to go to the defensive board. Now, what about Knott County Central to keep that 8-point margin?
Well, you look at, once again, keep going to the glass the way you're going. But a lot of that came from they had a couple of, Connor Napier hitting a 3,
right.
Ambergy hitting a 3. Then they started opening up the lane for Ambergy to get in there and drive. So I think Knott Central, the only thing they're going to say right now is we just got to keep the Cougars out of the lane.
Yep. And we're ready for action as Letcher Central will have the basketball. And look here, 2-3 by Knott County Central.
And they play a really good 2-3 zone.
And it's you will see it has man-to-man principles as Con has the basketball, goes to Delaney. He turns and puts it up, knocks it down. Good start for the Cougars.
Yeah, and finding a hole in that zone right there.
It's really it's really tough to find that. He on that short corner puts him in double figures with 11. Back door, but there's Con on the weak side to steal the basketball. Gibson came open as Delaney turned his head, but Con was there to help him out.
Yeah, just playing free safety and went up high and picked it off.
So far, nice start for the Cougars. Knott Central goes back to that man-to-man. Delaney steps up with a 3, and it's going to be off. Rebound is knocked to Hayes by Ambergy, and he'll back it out.
Yeah, Ambergy, just an effort play right there to keep the ball alive. I do like the patience that Letcher Central's showing in their offensive set, though, not really forcing anything right now.
Goes to Delaney. Delaney with a step through, gives it up to Addington. He goes in, nowhere to go as Ambergy cut him off.
And Ambergy's so strong.
Hayes, 14-footer, and it's good.
So 2 jump shots in the little soft spots of the zone right there. Bring the Cougars back within 4.
And that's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Cougars, but not exactly what Coach Honeycutt was wanting.
And you see when the Knott Central, they kind of overload a little bit to the side, it really opens up the lane.
Hall with a handoff to Ambergy trying to get into that lane. Kicker to Gibson. Gibson with a fake. Delaney stays down. Napier to Chance. Ambergy stepped through, up and under. Oh, and he missed it.
Offensive rebound again, and Jaden Hall puts it in.
Give him 6. And the first bucket of the second half.
Yeah, we've not kept the stats on offensive rebounds that turned to points tonight, but it's been at least 8 to 10.
It's a major margin for Knott County Central. And a spin, and it gets away. Ambergy was behind the defense. Mosley did not get it to him. Hall goes in and off the board puts it in. So 2 buckets by Jaden Hall, and it's back out to an 8-point deficit.
But you saw, they tried to set a screen for Hayes there, and Knott County strong enough to just get right in the middle of that screen and hedge it and knock the ball loose.
Hayes gives it off to Delaney into the lane, puts it up, and he's going to make it, and he's fouled. And that foul was on Jaden Hall, I'm sorry, his first, and that Delaney will go to the line for the first time tonight. 70% free throw shooter. Trying to cut into that deficit. And he does. He's got 5 here in the third quarter, 14 total. As we near the 5-minute mark of the third quarter, thank you for joining us on Hometown 24. Hit that like and share button if someone may not know what we're doing this game.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Already has.
Yes, it has.
It's a chess match is what I'm thinking of as I watched this first half into the almost halfway through the third quarter. Comes into Gibson. He turns, gives it up to Hall, back to Ambergy. Left-hand dribble, step through, puts it up, doesn't go. And that's going to be over the back foul, and that's going to be on Jaden Hall, number 2. I'm sorry,
quick ones.
Not over the back foul, a push.
As Brian Johnson will be sure to tell us if he was here, instead of sitting at home, relaxing after a hard week over there in the 57th district.
Oh, and I think David Adams and Brian are probably exhausted, probably in a hot tub somewhere. And that ball is deflected and stolen.
You know, you get the feeling Letcher Central just having a hard time getting over the hump. You know, they'll get a break and can't take advantage of it.
All into that high post area, turns, finding the open person, and it's Napier. Doesn't go. To the floor goes Kahn. Delaney 2 against 3. Kicks it to Hayes. And he'll bring it out and set the offense.
Yeah, once again,
I can't call him a point guard. I got to call him a point forward.
Well, that's what they would say. All the pundits.
But he handles the basketball like a guard.
He does, and has great court vision.
Yes. And got a 5 out going here. Calling for the I think they readjusted.
You know, the zone was short-lived.
I think that was just a look out of coming out. And Ambergy goes up, and no call. He wanted a call. Ambergy with a basketball steps through, reverse, and puts it in.
Great strong move by Ambergy.
Give Ambergy 16 on the night.
Yeah, Ambergy's really been a man in there in the paint.
And, you know, he just took his time. And, you know, when you take your time and you're under control, you can make those shots around the bucket.
Well, I tell the kids all the time, slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Hayes going against Hall. Crossover dribble, gets into the lane, and he is fouled. So nice move by Cam Hayes.
Yeah, that's 3 quick fouls on Jaden Hall.
And that's what I was getting ready to say. And quickly, Coach Honeycutt brings Shane Gibson, and Little looks like it's coming in. Boggs to come in for Letcher Central. Hayes to the line for 2. 1 rattles and comes out. First free throws on the night for Cam Hayes. And it's going to be Ambergy out and Mosley and Hall who picked up that 3rd foul. Hayes shoots 71% from the free throw line. Second one up, and it is good. And we're going to have a timeout, and that timeout is going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll stay here with it.
So what's Noble? What was the purpose of that timeout, man? You're the X's and O's guy here.
You know, when you're starting to think about everything and Hall goes out of the basketball game, I think that kind of readjusts how you guard on this end down here, because Shane Gibson mostly is in there for his grit, his rebound, and his defense. So you may see whoever's guarding him
sag off a little bit
more. But at the same token, I think offensively, I think he's going to echo what we've said in earlier, is the guys keep running your offense, slash with a basketball, be strong with a basketball. And I think Knott County Central, you know, going to those boards continuously. And, you know, on the other side, Coach Noble saying, box out.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
And here comes another thing, picking it up 84 feet. And it's probably just going to be token as Addington will be guarding Napier up the court. Gives it up to Little. And they'll set the offense as Coach Honeycutt makes a call.
And, you know, you got to be able to help off on this downhill run that you know you're getting ready to get from Ambergy.
And like Logan Kahn, you'll see he's got 1 foot in the lane. Little picks his dribble up, goes backside, but there is a shot missed, but Little misses it, and Addington's going to come out of there. A lot of people on the floor that time, and almost threw it away there.
Yeah, it was a very, very not for the meek in there in the paint.
Just glad everybody got out of there okay without stepping on someone. Hayes goes in and out, dribble, turns, faces, trying to get a little room, kick out to Delaney. Delaney steps through, throws it up, Rebound comes down to Ambergy. Backside to Gibson, wide open, and they overthrew him. Turnover.
And you see, Coach Noble, calm down, guys. Stay composed. And, when you get in there and you don't have something, we got to back it out and reset. Don't force anything.
And the thing about it is, going off of 1 foot and you get contact, it throws you off. You go in there 2 feet, you can come up strong.
Draw
and
the foul.
And you draw the foul. Exactly. 35-29. Backside for Boggs for the 3, and that's going to be off. Rebound is going to be Ambergy, but Kahn knocks it away, and they're going to call a jump ball, and it will be Knott County Central basketball.
Yeah, good hustle by Kahn there to time up. Boggs coming back. He's coming over a little bit of an ankle injury, and it's going to take him a while to get comfortable back there coming off 2 feet.
Oh, yeah. And Ambergy with a rebound, and rarely does he get one knocked away from him, and Kahn was right there with the quick hands. And
Ambergy's got some concrete worker hands. He really is strong in there with the basketball.
And we're under 1 minute now, 35-29. Of course, the possession arrow to start the fourth quarter will go with Letcher County Central.
A good defense by Addington to cut off Napier.
And he's doing it with his body rather than doing it with his hands, because if you do it with the hands,
it's a foul.
It's a foul. And anytime you go out and with both hands and touch the hip, it's automatically going to be called. It doesn't have to be a warning.
Well, that was like a...
Well, you've got... I think they're going to run it all the way down now. Coming off the screen, Hayes on Ambergy as we get close to 10 seconds to go in the third, looking for the screen, wanting Addington to come and double, make Ambergy give the basketball up, and it is 3, 2, 1. Delaney gets it off, puts it in at the horn, and it counts and draws within 35-31.
Yeah, big play right there to end the quarter and just a momentum builder right there.
And we're going to get a technical foul. Someone came off the bench from Letcher Central and was trash talking, and that's going to cost Letcher Central with 2 free throws from the technical.
I didn't see that, but boy, that is a momentum killer when you make a great play.
I did not see. It was one of the bench players were coming out as Knott Central was going to their bench, and that's going to be a technical foul after Delaney made the bucket. And, I've been saying all along that that's a rule change that needs to be done in high school and
we've talked
college.
about that. We saw that, I guess, was it the Knott County Hazard game early on.
And it's what Brian Johnson says all the time. It's a problem when the players have to cross to get to their benches. And I can understand enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Everybody loves enthusiasm, but you just can't do that.
And you got to understand the magnitude of the game and the situation, too. And I know emotions get the best of us. But
I've done that. But, the thing about it is, and after a big momentum bucket by Letcher County Central, it will kind of take that momentum away. Knott Central was 6 points.
Number 23, Michael Gibson.
The double foul.
So evidently it was a double technical foul. And one of the technicals was on Michael Gibson, I believe, and that's going to be Michael Gibson's second foul because that counts as a personal foul. And since it was a double technical foul, then it is...
It offsets, as we would use a football term.
Football technology, and when you do that, that means it goes to pick up right where it's at, which is Letcher Central basketball. So that was a little exciting. Sorry we didn't go on a break, but we had to explain a little bit of that.
Yeah, we were both a little perplexed.
I wasn't exactly sure what transpired other than I saw the altercation, left hand by Delaney, but Addington's there to get the offensive rebound and a putback.
We got a 2-point game.
35-33. Boggs putting pressure on Little. He picks the dribble up. Got to keep your dribble alive. Also, just want to tell you, too, since that happened after the horn, both teams will pick up also a team foul, which could be instrumental as we get in the latter part of maybe getting into the bonus. And that's going to be stolen by Addington. Addington's going to go in off the board, misses it. Kahn with the left hand puts it in, and we've got a tie game.
Well, just like that. Momentum has shifted once again.
Addington once again, and you've said it several times, his defense has been really good. And he's going to get called for a foul on the, as Kaywood Lefford would say, overguarding.
Yeah.
So Addington's going to pick up his second foul. And Coach Honeycutt realizes the momentum shift and calls a timeout. And it will be a full timeout, and we'll take a timeout as well. 35-35. Don't go anywhere.
Brought to you by Double Quick, Key Chicago Bankruptcy Express, Hometown Pharmacy in Hazard, Mountain Health Alliance, TPBT Bancorp, Primary Care Centers, Kentucky Farm Bureau Whitesburg, and Heidi Hoffensberger Law.
Welcome back, and kind of catching our breath just a little bit. And I think Coach Honeycutt's wanting his players to kind of catch their breath a little bit and refocus on what they need to do. 35-35, 6:41, Knott County Central basketball on the sideline. Backside screen for Gibson. Nice call, puts it off the board, puts it in.
Yeah, and that's, once again, you see Coach Honeycutt. He's an unflappable person over there. He's very calm all the time, and he has that presence with his kids. Calm down. This is what we're going to do.
So if your person sets that back screen, you got to realize that, and you got to drop coverage.
Go.
Yep. You got to drop coverage on that. And, you know, sometimes when you get caught up in the moment, you're just trying to do a little bit too much. Hayes goes into the lane. Kicker, Boggs. Nice defense by Gavin Mosley.
Really reacted quickly. I thought it was going to be an open shot, but.
And it's going to be Hayes. Dribbling the basketball. There's no count, as official Campbell says no 6 foot. Turns back, up with a shot. Doesn't go. Went long. Ambergy with a rebound. 1-4 set by Knott County Central. And there's Addington once again putting the pressure on.
Ambergy wide open right there. And he buries it.
Give him his second three. Give him 19 on the night as it stretches out now to a quick 5 points.
Yes. And Ambergy's been the guy all year for the Patriots to step up and make those big shots. And once again, he's doing it.
And Shane Gibson is called for the foul, and that's Shane's first.
Ambergy's his second foul, isn't it? Did they get? Wasn't he the one that the technical was on? Or was
no,
his
it's
brother?
on Michael.
Oh, okay.
It was on Michael, and in comes Jaden Ambergy. Looking for the call as we near 5 minutes left in this game, or in regulation. Kick on the flare screen to Ambergy's quick spin move and puts it in.
Yeah, you bring Ambergy in, it was instant offense right there. Made a great catch and drive to the basket.
Under control and went off 2 feet.
Yeah.
First bucket for him since the first quarter.
You know, Letcher Central has made 1 3. That was Terry Delaney, if I'm not mistaken. So really not.
You're not looking for him. And you're correct. It's only been the only one. Gibson with the basketball to Mosley. And Kahn trying to go from the backside. Ambergy pump fake gets into the lane, goes up and misses it. Rebound to Hayes. Ambergy wanted the foul.
A lot of contact right there.
Hayes steps through, one to skin off the board and in. Give him double figures with 11 and 5-1 to Knott County. Now 4 back to Letcher Central, and we are at 3:45 of the regulation play.
Neither team really subbed a lot,
Not at all.
I know Ambergy, Delaney, Gibson.
Played sparring minutes on both bench lines.
Yes.
Ambergy into the lane. As the old saying, you can rest tomorrow, guys. Yeah. Gibson going against Delaney. Mosley. Knocked away, and Ambergy trying to reach across is going to get his third foul.
Like you said, those early technicals going to be team fouls are going to end up playing a role in this game at some point.
Yep. And we've got 3:15 to see how it's going to play out. Back out to Amberg. He looks at Coach Honeycutt, and he says, come here, guys. Somebody's got to set a screen. It's going to be Shane Gibson. Kahn's going to play off. Mosley got an avenue. Thought about it. He's going to shoot that. Couldn't get it off. Ambergy goes through, puts it off the board, and he'll put it in.
Ambergy really having a nice game tonight. Uses those big, strong shoulders to get space to get that shot up high off the glass for 2.
Give him 21 on the night. 21 of the 42 of the Knott County Central Patriots points. Hayes comes off. Thought about the kicker. Addington wanting it over there in that far corner. Delaney turns back, misses it. Rebounds fought for, and it'll be Knott County Central basketball with 2:21.
Yeah, Letcher Central needs a stop here. You don't want to get down by more than 2 possessions at this point.
Jaden Hall, who's had a long break, get back in the basketball game for Shane Gibson. And Ambergy's going to knock it away with 2:16. And I think the official had gotten on to Chance Ambergy for talking to the bench of Letcher Central, so he's got to be careful.
Yeah, that'd be a bad way to.
And he said, my bad. I saw him look at the official and say, my bad. But you can't do that. Not in a closely fought game like this.
Yeah, you got to understand the situation.
Gibson with the ball. We're under 2. Ambergy steps through, gives it to Gibson. He pump fakes. Gives it up to Hall. Hall goes in off the board, puts it in.
Jaden Hall is Mr. Consistency, and he always gets those buckets, it seems like, at really crucial times.
And that's going to be a timeout by Knott County Central, and that's going to be a full, and we'll take a full timeout as well. 1:42. Stay with us.
TVS Cable has everything you need to stay entertained. Video services with all your favorite channels and local sports on Hometown 24. Ask about digital voice service for home and business. High-speed internet so you never fall behind in a game. There's something for all ages. We've got you covered. Sit back and enjoy everything TVS has to offer. Stay connected with TVS.
Tucked deep within the rolling hills and ancient ridgelines of the Appalachian Mountains, Eastern Kentucky is a place where heritage runs deep and community runs deeper. Known for its coal mining legacy, bluegrass traditions, and fiercely proud people, this region tells a story of resilience, creativity, and quiet beauty. I'm going to take you along with me as I visit some different counties of Eastern Kentucky and explore what all this amazing region has to offer. Hi, I'm Rebecca McCauley, and this is Bluegrass and Backroads.
Welcome back as we will go to action with 1:42. Knott County Central up 44-39. Boggs into the basketball game for Letcher Central. Gillum as well. Knocked away, but Ambergy will rescue it. Goes in, and Coach Noble has seen enough, and he said, I got to have a timeout. And it's going to be a full timeout, but we'll stay right here and talk a little bit of strategy here with 1:29. And
well, you look at Letcher Central, they've got a couple of fouls to give on the offensive end or on the defensive end, but they really have to score every possession from here on out, because I got a feeling Knott County's going to try to salt this thing away.
And you got to understand right now, let's do a reset. You've got 2 timeouts for Letcher Central, 2 timeouts Knott County. The arrow is going toward Knott County Central. Neither team, 3 team fouls on Letcher Central, 2 team fouls on Knott County Central. So,
yeah, it's and it's do or die time.
Well, the possessions now become vital. I mean, critical, not vital. Let's say critical.
Yes, very much so. So we'll see what the coaches came up with.
And Coach Noble and Coach Honeycutt come out with the same 5 that went off. 1:29 to go. Been a dandy.
Oh, it has been a really well-played basketball game.
David Adams is saying there at Old Carr Creek High, he's saying it is a dandy. And it's going to be another timeout, as Coach Noble felt that there's going to be so you kind of wielding one away right there. And we'll stay right here once again. And, timeouts are at a premium.
Oh, yes.
Possessions are at a premium.
Yeah, you're looking at this game, what a well-played game by Chance Ambergy. I mean, he has been, he and Terry Delaney have played so well tonight. Hayes has played great. It's just been a well-played ball game.
Yeah, and, the thing about it is both of these teams, win or lose, they have the opportunity to play at Breathitt County and do a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're both very capable of winning a few games or all 3 down there in the regional tournament. And I don't think there's going to be an easy draw, really. It's going to be tough.
And, those people that's listening from the 54th, 55th, and 56th, you know what they're saying? The exact same thing. So if you can't go to the regional games, then tune us in on Hometown 24, because we'll be there for every one of them. Here we go. We're ready for action. Comes into Hayes.
And Letcher Central can't really waste a lot of time right here.
Hayes going to the baseline. Nice job of Hall turning him back out. Goes into the lane, and Coach Honeycutt is saying, back up. Hayes into the lane, crossover dribble. Steps back through.
He's got to go up with the ball when he gets down that low.
And he goes up. There's Delaney, and there's going to be Ambergy, and he's going to be fouled by Jaden Ambergy, and that's going to be Jaden's 4th. But that's not going to put Knott County Central into the bonus.
And now you've got to come up and press and foul.
And you've got subs coming in. You've got Addington, you've got Wright, and they're going to be in a 2-2-1 here with 1 minute to go in the game. And thinking they're going to be fouled.
There's going to be a timeout by Honeycutt, and Honeycutt's really mad because they didn't come to the ball.
Well, they thought they were going to get fouled, and as a result of it, and they're going to call a full timeout, and we will take a timeout this time. So stay with us.
Hey Appalachia, we should probably admit this. We're kinda obsessed with you. The mountains, the back roads, the small towns, and the people. We've been everywhere together. At Appalachian Wireless, we built a network just for you, with local people who actually answer the phone. Can you imagine that? So this February, why settle for temporary with a big carrier who doesn't really know you? Go with the one who's loyal, local, and totally in love with Appalachia. Appalachian Wireless. So this connection, it's the real deal. Because we are you, we are Appalachian Wireless.
If you're looking for a convenient pharmacy location with a friendly, caring staff, look no further than Hindman Pharmacy, located inside the new Hindman Primary Care Center. Our pharmacy is open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 6:30, but always stays open until the last patient is seen. Whether you need to pick up your refills in our drive-thru, need a flavored medicine for your little ones, or something to feel better after a visit to the clinic, the Hindman Pharmacy inside Primary Care has got you covered. Located at 425 Hindman Bypass. Call the Hindman Pharmacy at 785-0513.
And as we come back to action here, and it's going to be a foul by Hayes, and that will send Chance Ambergy to the line. And Chance is, let me see here. Chance is 1 of 2 so far tonight from the free throw line. Trying to make it a 3-possession game, and Ambergy, it's going to be off. Jaden Ambergy will come in for Jaden Wright, and Gillum will come in for Addington.
In Letcher Central, excuse me, they've got to get down and get into a good set, try to get it out to Gillum or Ambergy for that quick 3 right here.
And if you don't have the quick 3, you still got the opportunity to drive in there, get it, either play defense or whatever. Ambergy comes up short, rebound by Kahn.
And you see Napier not leaving Gillum at all.
Kahn picks it up. Someone's got to come to him. Hayes does. They got fouls to give. They don't foul, and it's missed. Ball is tipped. Napier with it, and it's going to be a foul. And that's going to be on Kahn. And that will be his first. Quickly, the officials come in.
Yeah, and the officials did a great job tonight. It's been a very well-called game.
Yes. Connor Napier will go to the line. He has not shot a free throw, 64%, and didn't take advantage of Ambergy's 2 misses down here.
And you have to at this point.
And Napier's going to come up short. Boggs is going to come in, and Kahn's going to go out.
You know, you could tell Honeycutt did his homework for sure. You know, they come down on the break, and Napier would not leave Alex Gillum over in the corner open.
Napier makes the second, and it's still a 2-possession game, 45-39. Delaney pulls up with a 3. It's going to come up short. Hall's got it, gives it up to Mosley, and he's going to be fouled by Delaney.
Yeah, 2 free throws right here are going to make it really tough for the Cougars.
And Mosley will go to the line. He has not shot any free throws. 8 of 13 on the season from the free throw line with 21.3. And if he makes any of these, it makes it a 3-possession game for Knott County Central. And the first one is off.
Yeah, Knott County's had a couple of chances to close the door
put
here.
It away, yes.
Unable to do that.
Second one up, and it'll be a 3-possession game now. First point for Mosley. Goes all the way across to Gillum for the 3, and it will go. And there's a timeout as Gillum makes the deep 3. And Coach Honeycutt says, did I not tell you guys?
You know, still a 2-possession ball game here. It's going to take a little bit of luck if Letcher Central wants to get back in this thing.
Well, it's the you got to do a full front, make them throw it over the top of you and take it for whatever it is.
Yeah.
You got to put a lot of pressure, but they've got to run the baseline. Letcher Central is out of timeout, so if they do steal the basketball, you just got to get right back on them. Knott County Central has, I think they've got 1, if I'm not mistaken. The possession arrow also is going toward Knott County Central.
Which is huge at this point for a tie.
Yeah. And if you get in a bad way, you just let them tie you up. So, you know, that's one of the things, and, of course, that's why you have a coaching staff all the way around you to remind everybody the number of timeouts, where the possession arrow is, where the ball is going to be thrown in. You're running the baseline. That's where the staff comes in, and you see Colby Napier, as they come out, probably telling them one of those kinds of things. So we'll see who's going to throw the basketball in. And Wright will come up, and nobody's going to be on the basketball as Ambergy will be able to run the baseline. And the ball will come into Napier, and a little bit of wasting of the time before they foul, as Addington will foul, make that his third, and Napier will go back to the line where he was 1 of 2 just a little bit ago. And, of course, Coach Noble's going to go offense-defense right here once again. And the first one is good.
You know, when you look back on this game from the get-go, it has been really just a very competitive bout.
Very much so. And the second one up, Napier's going to rattle it in. And Coach Honeycutt will call a timeout with 11.1 seconds to go. And it's about to the point where you have to shoot the three. You know, I don't think you can go in late in, but you're not going to have enough time to do anything else. So
you're exactly right.
So Coach Noble is probably going to draw up some kind of staggered backside flare or whatever it may be to try to get a little bit of spacing. But at the same token, if you're Knott County Central, you
got fouls to give too.
You got fouls to give. You took the words right out of my mouth. But secondly, you don't want to foul a three-point shooter.
Oh no, that could change the whole thing really quick.
So you're saying, and a lot of times when you do that, then it plays in the mind, and each player has it in his mind.
Yep.
And it may be different. So you got to be careful here. Letcher Central is going to go the length of the court, and I can already see that Amberg is going to try to go over there and screen for Gibson, but the screener as they roll the ball up, and we've got 10 seconds. Hayes is going to come up, pull up with a three, doesn't go, and it's going to be Ambergy with it, as Jaden Ambergy will pick up his fifth, and he will end the game with 7 points. And that's pretty much going to do it with 3.6 seconds to go. And Ambergy, who is going to be our
Alice Lloyd College player of the game, and he has absolutely worked his tail off tonight.
He don't have a dry stitch on him. And he's going to roll that one in, and that's going to be 22 for Chance Ambergy. Trying to make it 23. And it's going to be off, and Amberg is going to get his own rebound, and that's going to end the basketball game, as Knott County Central will be your 53rd District champions at 49-42. And like we said, our Alice Lloyd College player of the game will be Chance Ambergy for Knott County Central. And I'll add up the points and everything, and we'll talk about final words, make our final statement here. And just want to say congratulations, Knott Central, and good luck to both teams.
Oh, yeah, and, as you're adding it up, I'm so excited about next week because, district tournaments are great, and they're for bragging rights on the local level, but we're getting ready to head to the most exciting time in mountain basketball, these regional tournaments, because now it's lose and go home.
And you're one of the last 128 schools that get an opportunity to play for a chance to go to Rupp Arena. And I've been there many a different time as you see Chance Ambergy talking to Coach Noble and saying, "I'm sorry, Coach." And, competitors do that sometimes.
Oh, yes.
So,
and there's not a more fierce competitor in the region than Chance Ambergy.
Yeah, and, we want to wish both of these teams, and, of course, we want to wish all the other teams and the girls and boys quickly. Letcher County Central will drop to 17-13. Cameron Hayes had 11. Addington had 2. Jaden Ambergy had 7. Logan Kahn with 3. Gillum with 3. Turry Delaney with 16 by quarter. 17-4, 10-11, and that second quarter proved doom.
Yeah,
For Letcher Central with a total of 42. Knott County Central will improve to 22-7. Hall had 10. Mosley had 1. Chance Ambergy with 22. Michael Gibson with 6. Connor Napier with 10. By quarter, 12, 17, 6, and 14 for a total of 49. And once again, the winners, and I think the draw will be at 10 a.m. Is that correct?
Yeah,
tomorrow?
that's correct.
The winners of each district, Prairie Central, Powell County, Wolfe County, and Knott County Central is added to that group. The runner-up in each district, Hazard, Lee County, Breathitt County, and Letcher County Central. And Monday, we'll be right here for the first round, and second round will be played, of course, right here at the Morton Combs Athletic Complex. So, Jim, final thoughts?
You know, I can't. I've said this several times tonight, but a very, very good, well-played ball game. Both coaches had their teams prepared. They did a great job, and I promise you this regional tournament, and we've said it so many times, it is going to be absolutely wild because we have no clue who's going to come out of it this year.
I mean, I don't think I've ever been to one. I've been to every one of them since basically 1973. So. For basketball fans that are not a part of the teams, it's going to be wonderful. For those that are part of all these 8 teams, it's going to be something that you'll be biting your nails and hanging on.
Well, you know, you look at, okay, hey, you win the district, not had a great game. There's a good chance they draw Hazard. You know, who was probably the favorite through the majority of the season, who Perry Central and Shannon Hoskins' team, you know, knocked off yesterday in the district championship over there in the 54th. You've got Powell County that is a phenomenal team, but they've lost to Wolfe County. They lost to Knott County. You've got Breathitt, who's beaten Hazard, beaten Wolfe. It's really a wide open, and you're going to see some great players. You know, and you're from the end of the districts that we are from, 53rd, 54th, 55th. You're going to see Powell County with an incredibly talented team, and a team that, you know, a lot of us haven't seen. And let me tell you, they're for real. They can play.
They got good length, good athleticism, and that'll start Wednesday night at the Fairseed Woods Coliseum down at Breathitt County, and you better get there early.
Parking will be at a premium down there, and that place fills up, and it's going to be an awesome environment to watch it. You know, I'm stoked, Manus.
I am too, and we'll take our vitamins and everything, getting ready to go, but. Once again, Monday night, we will start back right here. We will have the pre-shows for the boys and the girls, so join in. And David Adams probably will be leading most of that, and one of us will be talking to it about it. And you know, join us there, and we'll be talking basketball early before the games, and those will start Monday night right here at 6 o'clock. And I think the pre-show will start around 5:30 or somewhere around there. So you can look at our Facebook post, and we'll have that on there before the whistle, the basketball version. So with that being said, want to thank Knott County Central as always for allowing us to do the basketball games. Want to thank the Hometown 24 crew who are wonderful, and that's going to put a wrap on the 53rd District boys and girls, and we want to thank you, the viewer, for tuning in to Hometown 24. With that being said, good night. God bless.